Here we are, Lianna.
Hello.
I am so happy that we're having this conversation on time in general and time management. It's something that's been on my mind a lot lately. I don't know. I've been reflecting on it. Um, I don't know for what particular reason, but it's just for me, my relationship with time has always been a struggle. Like
It's always of everyone.
always. I don't think I'm the only one. But ever since I was a little kid, basically, I've always felt the pressure that I need to do more, basically. Like I to get the most out of my time. Ever since a little girl, I've it's been so hard for me to relax because I felt like the most out of my day. I need to like do everything at once. I don't know. And so now in my adult life, it's been a battle in some ways. I would say, especially since becoming a mom, because when I became a mom, suddenly I felt like my time is no longer mine. My time is
Exactly.
controlled by my babies.
Yes.
Either, because, they when they're very little, they wake up, they need to be fed, they need to be there's a numerous different things that need to be done. Change diapers, whatever.
They are time consumers.
And constantly needing your attention and care. And now they're a bit older. I have two kids that are 2 and almost 6. And so, but now it might be that I have certain plans in my business, but then they get sick, my plans are thrown off a little bit, and I might be able to still do some work, but plans change and I don't feel like I can be in control. So this is something that I've had to work with, and I feel like I have a much better relationship with time now, a much more relaxed relationship with time. And a big part of that has been understanding that time is not necessarily linear and cyclical. We look at the clock and we think, oh, okay, like obviously we tell time by the clock or the day, but understanding also that when our energy is different, when our energy is high and charged, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean that we're happy, but we're like inspired somehow, we have this energy, then suddenly we have more time and we put more into our time. So yeah, what this is kind of just where I'm starting in this conversation. What's yeah, do you have anything to say to that, what I just said?
Of course, first of all, not as a time management coach, but as a mom, I
Mm.
have lots of things to add to your questions, your beautiful story, which is very natural because we all face that challenge, especially working moms. For me, time management is huge. We all struggle with it because whatever we do, we deal with time. But one thing I understood that we value the time as working moms when we get kids, then we understand that we really had time. I thought I was the busiest person before the kids. How I could manage more when I have kids, then I understood that whatever I did, it is nothing. It was absolutely nothing having 3 jobs, lots of activities, but that was absolutely nothing. For me, working and even not working moms have completely other schedule. Their schedule is full of force majeure cases. You can plan nothing there with the kids. And you're 24/7 plus your life. So being mom is 24/7 plus you have to adjust the rest in your life. That's huge. And yes, people are trying to get out more from the day, and that's a huge challenge even if you don't recognize it. But that is the challenge that the 8 billion people face in the world, because our time is our life. We have so much life, how much time we have given. And the question is that uh, when people ask themselves, do I have time? Or when they say, I don't have time, actually, we have. All of us are given 24 hours equally every day. But what's the difference between those who still manage more than those who are busy, busy, busy and do not manage? It's the same 24 hours, but it depends how you are using it. And it's clear that how we use it. But we have to understand one thing. We don't have to say how much time I have to invest in this activity. We have to just switch it into what activity I can invest in my time. That changes the whole concept. You have this
Mhm.
24 hours, you're thinking what I can invest in it. And it starts from mindset. And that starts from morning. Your morning controls your day. The first
Mhm.
20 minutes you wake up, whatever you put in your mindset, it can control your whole day. You want it or not. We are all human. Doesn't matter how strong or weak person you are in your head. Whatever you put in your head, that controls the rest of your day. 60% of people after wake up, they grab their telephones. That means you invite the outside agenda into your life already,
Mm.
which 50% of it, you can open it and then get into negative news. The first thing what gets into your head. But what's the key here? It's not taking telephone and see positive thing or negative thing. That doesn't matter at all. What matters, are you a consumer or a creator?
Mhm.
You get up, what you do first? Do you consume? What you consume, it controls your day. You can consume a positive thing and then your day goes positively, but that's not enough. First, create who you are. You're a writer. First thing, write something. You're a singer. You're a business person. Write your business plan first. Do something what you have to do without any device, without consuming anything. Do something which is related to your goal, then start your day. That's important. Second key, you don't have to try to get out from one day a lot. That's the big mistake that people do. They try to manage it all. You don't have to get it all done. If they say, manage it all, get it all done, these are all in my titles, in my promotions, when I'm promoting my time management courses. But that doesn't mean you have to get it all done during one day. Even if you planned, you don't have to get it all done.
Mm.
Get it down what's important, and the rest, even if 80% is done. If you're trying to adjust your important stuff into somewhere, you're not having it done.
Mm.
And this came into my life after I read the book of Seven Effective Habits of Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. He said, don't prioritize your schedule,
Mm.
but schedule your priorities.
Mm. Mm.
You
And
have to schedule what is important, yes?
yes, exactly. You have to first you have to understand what's important to you,
Yes.
because there's also so many people that might be really productive and might be really effective with their time, but do they know where they're going? Like, do they know why they're driven
Yeah.
to a certain place? And it might get to a point in their life where they stop and think, oh, why am I even here? why
Yes.
why have I done all the things that I've done? So it has to start from, like you said, it has to start from tuning inwards and understanding, who am I and what do I want out of my time on earth, like out of this life.
Exactly. These are the people who put the first how instead of why.
Mm,
Before I managed
exactly.
enormous number of activities. I was early morning in a TV live, then I was like a director of American Corner, then I was teaching English till 9 o'clock in the evening. I was organizing concerts, exhibitions, lots of stuff, and I was managing it all because I was only following how. But I never asked myself why. It was just
Yeah.
kind of waste of 5 years for my life because I was not there where I wanted to be with those activities.
Mm.
When you
Mm.
switch it to into why, then how comes.
Yeah.
And second thing, these are the people who follow their to-do list, which is very wrong. They have to-do list and they put lots of stuff in one list, important, unimportant tasks all in one page. And in the morning you look, or you're going to have a depression from looking at it all and just trying to manage it all. Or even you're extremely focused person and managing it all.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you manage lots of unnecessary activities.
Mm. Mm.
You can't put, that's why I say 40% of to do list do not matter, and 41% of to do list is never accomplished.
Mm.
But
Mm.
even if you accomplish, you're accomplishing unnecessary activities. You can't invest your energy, focus, and time equally between important and unimportant tasks. That's why you have to, first of all, schedule your priorities. That's I call
Mm.
MIT, most important tasks.
Mm.
And yeah, get things done first of all for the priorities. The rest it can come. But one can says the working mom, you have always emergencies, force majeure cases, and luckily we live in a developed world where they really can understand us when something's related with kid or something. Today I had to have this conversation with you. I knew my kids should be at the school. They got sick and they're home. It is it changed my whole day schedule, but
Mm.
I always think something like I squeeze into, but I don't squeeze my most important task between them. It's not that kids are not important, they are the most important. Whatever I do, it's for them actually as well.
Mm. Mm.
But yes, with kids, it's 24 hours. That's why I always advise working moms get up half an hour earlier than the rest of the world, sleep half an hour later, try to get an afternoon nap 5 minutes, 3 times, then you will really make it. And never multitask with activities which takes brain work because your focus gets tired from that. But
Mm.
there are lots of bunch of activities that you can just put at the same time. Like I'm feeding my kids, doing dishwasher, for example, and listening some interesting podcast. You can somehow manage if you want. When you want, you find a way. But the
Mm.
kids are 24 hours, 7 days time consumers. And if we go for that, we have to understand. But from the other side, they are our biggest motivators to do more, to make
Yeah.
them proud.
Yeah.
Look, you now say that you are now have more time, you're more relaxed than
Mm.
when they were small. But before having kids, you were more stressful. But when you had kids, then you understood that whatever you had, that was nothing.
It was nothing.
Now you
Nothing.
appreciated it,
The
and now
stress
kids
I
give you a
had, the
little
amount of
bit
time. Yeah.
rest, even one person, and you already feel that freedom.
Mm. Mm. Exactly. And it's like you say, it's I think what motherhood has taught me the most, if I have to boil it down to one lesson, it is letting go.
Yes,
And my relationship with time is a big part of that. Just, I experience that I have more time and I'm more productive by the simple fact of letting go. And it's not
exactly.
always easy, but what this means is that I have an intention to get certain things done, let's say in my week. And those things that I intend to get done in my week is tied to what I'm intending to get done in the next 6 months or in the next in
Yes,
my life. Like it's tied to what's important to me. So when the intention is there as my lighthouse, as like, this is the direction I'm going and that's clear, and then it's like no matter what life throws at me, which oftentimes happens to be things with the kids, like
yes,
them getting sick or just I don't know, just something happening in the family where it needs my attention. Just because I keep that focus, and I'm so glad that you mentioned focus as well, because focus is such a superpower.
it's
Like
everything.
it's everything. Like when we have that focus, then it's like, okay, I physically right now need to take my energy over here. I need to comfort my kid. I need to cook something. I need to play with them, whatever. But still, somewhere in my subconscious, probably, I I know what I need to do, and somehow it's almost magical, honestly. Like somehow I still get it done, and it happens sometimes in ways that I don't plan. Like, for example, meeting clients or meeting new, let's say, like business opportunities. Like, it doesn't have to happen the way that I plan it, but when I let go and I have this attitude of like, hey, it didn't happen the way I thought, but
Yeah,
I'm in this relationship with life of like, and I'm open to possibilities, then suddenly I bump into interesting people, or I'm open to meeting
exactly.
interesting people on LinkedIn. Like right now, I'm talking with you. This is our second incredible conversation that we have together. And we're,
I love it.
forever in each other's corner because of us connecting. So when I have this attitude of life of just surrendering, in some ways, then it propels me in the direction that I want to go. And that's the incredible thing. So I find that, especially as a mom, it's the most important thing for me in terms of productivity is not so much the tools of like I should, do I should do my to-do list in a certain kind of way, or I should schedule I should organize my schedule in a certain kind of way, but it's more having that time for myself, like what you said, having that space to just be in stillness and to listen. Like, what do I need right now? What do I need to feel good? How do I need to support myself? And also just like, what do you want to create today? Because whether, like you said, are you a creator or a consumer?
Yeah,
Whether you're a writer or you're a business owner or you're an artist or whatever, like we're all creators in some way. And
exactly.
we all have the capacity to be active creators in our lives, if we choose to. So if we just kind of um, let ourselves be bombarded by life or like what's going on around us, and the external forces that are always pulling at us, which today is a lot with
Yes.
technology.
And
There's
they
so much
all need
pulling
your
at us
attention. They
all the
all
time.
need your attention. And
Yeah,
you are the one to decide to give it or not. It's all about choice.
exactly. But the problem is we don't even realize that it's our choice if we don't make that active choice. Like if we don't do anything, then for sure you're going to be pulled in a direction that you didn't that maybe you don't even want, because you're scrolling on social media and you're getting influenced by watching other people, and you don't even know because you're
Yeah.
not conscious,
You don't
because you're
have
not.
idea how what is the amount of time people waste on those scrollings. But it's not only time, it's a focus, because when you are watching different things, your focus needs 2 seconds every time to switch off and switch on. And then it gets tired, makes your brain tired. So it's more than time. That's what happened to us. That's why when you start in the morning with creative something, then it takes you to the next level, to the next. When you do something, when you get things done, you want more and more and more. But once you start with consuming, it can take you down, or you really need time and focus to switch off and then switch on something that you want to create, but it's half day is gone already. That's the reason. And you're right, we are bombarded by outside what's happening. I don't mean being ignorant. It's not about that. It's about like they all need your attention. Every time you tell them yes, you tell no to your own things. And every time you scroll and watch those unnecessary videos, it is
Mm,
telling them yes and telling no to your own goal.
right,
And letting
exactly.
go, it's a huge thank you for that reminder.
Mm,
I used to be control freak and I'm still. There are things that I want to get done because I was used to do that. But you really have to let go first of all. What doesn't serve you anymore? people who keeping you down or stopping you from moving ahead. It can be even your partner,
Mm.
because when they don't want more, they automatically keep you from moving on further or developing. And yes, and letting go of things that do not serve you anymore. It can be things, it can be clothes, it can be product, it can be location where you live, it can be friends, because surrounding is everything. Because
Oh, yeah.
wherever you focus, where your focus goes, that grows.
Mm.
Just imagine you are now talking about mastermind, yes, focus, time management, wellness. But if you post something about Christmas tree, no one who needs mastermind will come to you. You know, even if you don't post, but if you're all in this, automatically you're attracting people from that world. But if
Mm.
you don't let the rest go, you don't have space from the new one. That was I posted yesterday about it. Let it go. Let go things which don't serve you anymore. And stop thinking that I'm starting from Monday. I'm starting from the first month. I'm starting from New Year. Your goal to not recognize it's weekend or first month or Monday, Tuesday. That's huge mistake people do.
Mm.
Time is ticking. No second stops. Just
Mm.
invest whatever you need in those time. And when we say, oh, working moms, they try to manage things more, but we forget that we manage the most important and huge achievement, that's having kids and growing them up. That's the thing. Okay, what time we spend with the kids, it's much more important than we spend, for example, in a business,
Mm.
because this is something incredible with it. This huge achievement. When I say me, how you manage so much with the kids, I say because I have kids. You mentioned just I managed one important factor. I want to see every female in the globe having kids. That makes me happy, you know. And
Mm.
I always think how the single mom manage in this world. They are heroes.
Mm.
Teachers of uh, elementary schools, they are heroes for me.
Mm.
They are
Mm.
heroes, and my respects to them.
Mm.
And of course, to us too, we manage more. Being wife is also
Mm.
time consuming. But yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. When we consume more from outside, we don't have space for creating, and then we lose our what I want, who I
Yeah.
want to be, what I want. That's maybe from your coaching programs, which you can
Mm.
give more advices, you know, who I want, how to find your who and why. I wish I met you earlier. Then I wouldn't maybe waste those 5 years, because I follow your post as well there. It's all
Mm.
about finding yourself and what you want.
Yeah, because that's what makes the difference. And when I work with a client, that's where we start. It's like, what is your vision? What is your direction of where you're going? Because when you have a direction, then it gives meaning to where you are now.
Yes.
If you don't have a direction and a vision, then it's like you're just wandering around or you're just blowing in the wind and
Driving
you're
without
doing,
navigation to get somewhere.
yeah, you're just okay. A friend calls you, hey, can we do this? Yeah, sure. And you go over there and and then
Telling yes to
suddenly you're in a
everyone.
job over here, and it's just when it gives you that intention, right? So
Exactly.
that's where it starts always. And working with a vision doesn't is not a static thing. Some people think, okay, let me make a vision board and let me put up some pictures and I'll look at them and now that part is done. But it's much more dynamic. It's
Yes.
much more like it's like an everyday thing. It's like, okay, what is it that I want to create long term? Yes, maybe it's having a house, maybe it's like a big house with where I can have people over and that's close to the water, and maybe it's like traveling different places in the world, and that's fantastic. And then also like on each and every single day, what is it that's my vision for the day of
Like short-term visions,
like
exactly. You
yeah,
can't
and it can
want the
also
same thing 10 years. the same thing.
Right.
You're changing. Your vision is
And it's
changing.
also different categories. Like you'll have a vision for your career, you'll have a vision for your relationship, you'll have a vision for, how
Exactly.
you want to show up with people, and your health, and different categories like that. So you have to have that conversation with yourself, and that's what
Exactly.
it is. So
You
it's
have to
like,
enjoy your company the best.
yeah,
Your own
but
company.
how many people actually stop and have that conversation with themselves? Not that many.
That's very important factor, especially working moms. Time management rule number one. Have
Mm,
time for yourself. Make time for yourself. You really, especially when you have more people around you and kids, you have to have your time and your space, and put that just border, and make them know. Even my kids know it's my time. So let me. This
mm,
is my time. You are your best advisor. You
mm,
really need your time. It's very good that you're always having your time. And it was very nice reminder. You have to have your time. You have to talk to yourself what you really want. And it can't be only one thing, you know. And it cannot be that sometimes people wanted something and 10 years later their life is changed. They're still stuck to that idea that they wanted that thing. Come on,
mm,
the life is changing. You can change it every time. You can't stuck on that. Just move on. I wanted to become figure skater since I was five.
mm,
I'm 42. Sometimes I try to do it at home. I just love it, but I have to get rid of that. Even I
mm,
took my daughter there to become figure skater, but she will never become because she's too tall,
mm.
strong, like her physical details, I think will not
Well,
allow.
it's never too late. Do you still want to be a figure skater?
Oh yeah, only for Olympic champion. Yeah,
Olympic
that's
champion? No.
amazing. And I'm watching it, just enjoying. It's my time. Sometimes I do things also which I feel nice, but you have to get rid of what you want. You know,
Mm,
I fanatically loved politics. I spent 10 years to be where I got finally in 2020, and in 2021 I told them no. When I finally got an offer with what I was sleeping, because something came between, and I understood that my personality, my why is more important. So I build it. I can do it again, but I have to let it go.
mm,
And you can't constantly want the same thing. You are
mm.
not a statue. You will
No,
stay in the same place. So
right.
that change people are scared to do.
Exactly.
You told it. You have to let it go. Change is difficult. Of course, it's difficult.
Yeah,
Nothing good is easy. You get it or hard or harder, or
yeah,
harder or hardest. There is no easy way.
yeah. And that's why, like Olympic champions or people who have really made it in in sports or whatever, when they reach a certain point where they have to retire, it's
Yes.
usually a period of crisis, because now it's like, what do I do next? This has been what I've been
Yes.
working for. But again, your vision changes. Like, you can be so many things. It just depends on what you want to create. Like, your
You get
life
a
is a
silver,
masterpiece.
then next you want a gold. For example, that's also start. First you get into competition, then World Cup, then World Championship, then Olympic. You always want more. You can't. Yeah, you can't stay where you are. It's like swimming in the same place. It's not possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it can come from a place of relaxing. It doesn't have to be from a place of like, I have to do more, I have to achieve more. It can come from a place of just, how can I be more of myself, and just yeah, just allow myself to express myself.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't have
Exactly.
to, you don't have to feel like you're
Tortured.
tortured and fit into some kind of box,
No,
and that there's some
exactly.
kind
No,
of
it's not
expectation. No,
about
it's
that.
not, it's not
But you will
about that.
get more tortured if you stay in the same place,
Oh
and
yeah.
stay in the same idea that I wanted that, I wanted that, I have to get up, but just move on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And from that place, like I was saying, the vision, from that place, now you can find the actions. Like, what are the actions, and have the strategy of how to get there. And you can get into the nitty gritty. Some people, maybe you do, because you said you're control freak. I don't know if that's true, but
Yeah,
and
yeah, for things which
to get
matter.
out your planning materials and your, your planners and your pens and all
When
that stuff.
something has to be done perfect, not perfect, I'm anti-perfectionist actually. But things which are important, I can be control freak, I can manage that, I just, if I have that ability, I'm using it.
Mm,
Controlling in a way that people around me cannot manage to control those things. I, like with my husband, he
mm,
can't control what we are taking with us when we travel, for example. It's okay, we go, but he's controlling where we drive, how we drive, what to do, or how we fly. For example, he does his part, I do my part, and
mm.
he never questions what we take with us, what we have, because he knows this control freak took care about everything. Otherwise, he would take only his wallet and the charger, even not, and then just leave for 5 days trip, for example.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
just, or our wedding, I was dancing and I noticed on my first wedding dance, and I noticed the waiters, they placed my guests wrong. But
Mm.
in advance, in the evening, I just visited to the restaurant to make sure the places are right down, which I typed myself. And I did it myself. And
Mm,
with that dancing, I made that correction. Just, I can't change it. It's me, and they
mm.
know me, and they love me for that. And if
Yeah.
I have that ability, I'm just doing it. I can't let it go. It just, but I let go lots of things, which really
Mm,
took time for me, and unnecessary. That was unnecessary. I vested yes on that.
mm.
Letting go and a focus. These are two factors which can bring you where you want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah,
taking care of
just
yourself.
simple fact of letting go can take you so far. I don't know. Do like we've talked for 30 minutes,
Yeah,
and this is such an important conversation, such an important topic of time, and there's actually a lot of avenues. So what we could do, if this is interesting to people, we could do future live videos where we dive into a specific topic, or we could do, yeah, whatever avenue we want to do it, if we want to do it on podcast like we've done before or whatever. But it's really, really important. And in fact, is one of the things that come up for me with clients is if a client comes to me with the goal to make a certain kind of money, like a financial goal, it's funny how often my feedback to that person is your your relationship with money is is equally tied to your relationship with time. Like it's completely interconnected, because
exactly.
when you learn to dance with time and to understand that you can accomplish things not by pushing but by letting go and by getting clear, then the financial goals also matches
Yes.
that. So
They
yeah.
have to learn to save time, to spend money to save time. Because people waste time to save money.
Yeah.
The financial goal is like time. Only money you can make it back when you waste, but not time.
Right.
The
Or
better
if
you waste your
somebody's
time.
building a new business, like all it takes to start is just a little extra time. Like it can be an hour in the evening or an hour in the morning to start and
To
getting your
sacrifice
idea
your
clear.
weekends, parties, birthdays, and what? Without
Yeah.
sacrifice, there is what you have. You have. If you want more, then you have to sacrifice what you have. This can be your weekends. This can be parties, birthdays. Just live it.
Yeah. And you'll get more time later
Exactly,
by
because you
by
will
that
get that
little
freedom.
sacrifice. Yeah.
That's freedom. It's an amazing. Look, you always change things. You had a podcast. You have coaching program, and this is something new you do. You always
Mm,
try things. And
mm,
this is not taking time from you, it gives you more energy to do more things. That's what
yeah.
I love. You keep inspiring people. You were one moment in a vacation and you were not seen in LinkedIn. I, I feel that gap.
Mm,
When you're back, it feels. You're back with more energy because
mm,
you focused on your vacation. Now you're focused on something new. And you always change, always bringing new things. And you just go in. Just do
mm.
it. Even if it's not perfect, the first one.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's my number one rule is,
what is
it's
that?
for it to not be perfect. Like,
Exactly.
do it anyway, do it messy. It's one of my things that I do, because I know that I do most of the things messy, but at
Yeah,
least I'm doing them, and they can improve and perfect as I go with time. So, that's, and this is where people stop because they don't feel that they have everything figured out, and that there's more
exactly.
to know. And yes, there's always more
You
to
don't,
know.
you can't everything figure out, and when you're perfectly ready, then you're late.
Exactly.
Perfection
Exactly.
is like a procrastination.
Yeah.
And these are all the terms of time management. We talk now in general about time management, but time management is huge. It
Mm,
starts from your authenticity. Like if you do one conversation about authentic version of yourself, it's a huge topic. Focus is another topic. Habits, another topic. Sleep, the most important factor. And a waking up is completely other topic. Routine,
mm,
undo habits, do habits, mindset,
mm,
our energy. These are all diverse topics. Or working mom, that's completely the time management,
mm,
because there is no time management, there is just self-management.
mm,
So these topics we talk today in general, and you're you're so organized, experienced, that you put it all in one. You ask me all the questions that we could cover in general. These are all different topics, and yeah, I see your time management is very good, because within half an hour you could, with your questions and conversations in a relaxed manner, to
mm,
bring all on the table. Just it's perfect. I
mm.
really love this conversation.
Yes, and me too. And thank you so much for doing this with me. And we'll do things in the future, and people can see it. And but yeah, for now, let's wish everyone an amazing day, and we'll be
Yes.
in touch. And take care. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye bye.
Lynnda. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. How do I do this?